there, welcome to the Puppy Foundation page. The Puppy Foundation class is absolutely fantastic. It's 6 weeks, the classes are 45 minutes long and there are 6 dogs in the class and it's held in Ullersthorpe. So if you click on the book now, it'll tell you the dates. You can just click on the book now and read it. You don't have to go through all the booking thing, but the information's on there for you to read about dates, etc. The puppy class is absolutely fantastic and I've just updated it and it contains a load of new content because we're really tackling focus as the first few weeks of training, because when you're able to get your puppy to focus on you and not the distractions in the environment, then you will get all these behaviours that you want. You'll start to get recall, you'll start to get them to not pull on the lead, you'll start to get them to actually listen to you when you're speaking to them instead of just running off to other dogs and stealing things and things like that. So we really tackle, for the first 3 weeks, we really tackle focus and greetings of other dogs, effective greetings. What I've also added is some information for you to get started even before the class starts, because what I was finding is people were booking the class for their puppies at 8 weeks. Obviously they've got to wait and have their inoculations before they come, but I will say I do take puppies who are not inoculated if anybody is deciding not to inoculate. That's your choice, there is no judgment at all. So yeah, so people were waiting for those few weeks, and in the meantime the puppy was picking up all these bad habits. Then when they come to class we had to spend some time training out those bad habits, but it's much easier to train the behaviours that you want than train out the behaviours that you don't want. It takes a lot longer to train a learned behaviour out. It can be done, but it just takes time and effort. So why don't you train things early on, as soon as you get your puppy, for the things you want. For instance, I've added one on effective vet visits, because vet visits is something that the dog doesn't really like and can cause some anxiety. So I've written how to manage your vet visits early on, so then later on when your dogs go into the vets it's not going to be such a scary experience. There's one on puppy prep, on what you need for your puppy moving forward, toilet training, mouthing, what else, calmness. Oh, there's absolutely loads that I've written, so much so I can't remember them off the top of my head. But you'll get all of these documents in writing before you start the class, so you can start your training off straight away. We use reward-based training, and we tend to try and capture behaviours that you want in your dog. By capturing behaviours, so that is rewarding when your puppy's doing something that you want. So therefore in future those behaviours will start to grow and happen more often. And in doing that you're going to develop those behaviours and a dog that you want to have in your future. So don't delay. Have a look at the Puppy Foundation. There's 3 levels. So the first one is just the class and the notes. So regardless of whether you go for any of the 2 other programs, the first one you'll get 6 great puppy classes in person, plus all the information sent to you as soon as you book the class. So you can book the class as soon as you get your puppy and start working on the training. Option 2, you get a webinar on canine communication and animal emotions. I've added those on because when you understand your dog's communication skills and how they communicate with you, you can start to get that bond and understand exactly what it is your dog's telling you, and you can prevent a lot of behaviours from happening, so fear and anxiety type behaviours from developing, if you understand that your dog's feeling uncomfortable in a certain situation. So puppy class last week, for instance, we did some meet and greets where the dogs came together, but we looked at the dog's body language and we sort of said, okay, your dog's not quite comfortable with that, so we're going to take them away. And the only dogs that were able to meet were those that were calm and those that were happy to do it, because your dogs can actually give you consent of whether they want to say hello to this dog or not. And this is where socialization comes in. It's not about exposing your dog to every single dog and every single person. It's about exposing your dog to the nice things, not the horrible things. Okay? And when you understand that what your dog's telling you with that consent, then you can say, okay, that's okay to me, or no, my dog doesn't want to me, and you can stop so many behaviours problems by doing it that way. So the canine communication webinar is about 1 hour and 15 long, and just go all through the whole of the dog's body and what they do to communicate to you, both happy and unhappy behaviours. Okay, and there's also an animal emotions webinar as well. So I developed that mainly for my reactive dog classes. However, by understanding your dog's brain and the emotions and how those affect behaviour, again, you're going to have that knowledge about training your dog effectively, and that this goes in with the calmness. If you've got a calm dog, you've got a well-behaved dog. If your dog's not calm, if your dog's excitable, if your dog's fearful, if your dog's stressed, then those dogs don't make good choices and they don't show good behaviours. So you need to understand the communication. That's why the communication webinar is there, and how these behaviours develop in the brain. And as I say, by doing that, you just got so much knowledge and power of helping your dog and have a great dog growing up. Okay, and the third one is you get everything else that I've just described, plus a lick mat, snuffle mat, and a JR treat. It depends what flavour I've got in, to be fair. I've got some little treats or some a pate. The pates are really good, actually. They're what I tend to recommend to people because they're so great. Okay, so have a look at the different options available and the next date of the class, and hopefully we'll see you there.